knows when Noah saw about what your ray brings. She keeps on giving when her cup runs dry, still lifting others while she prays and cries. Up late, grinding while the world's asleep. She moves in silence, but her fire runs deep. Strength and surrender, she's learned to rejoice, dancing through pain with a warrior's voice. She's a comeback queen, tears in her eyes, but she still believes from the ashes she will rise again. Crowning glory, heart of fire within, can't be stopped, she won't quit. Every fall just feels her grit. She's a comeback queen, yeah, she is me. Silent tears fall, but she wipes them away. Smiles in the storm like it's a sunny day. Gold in her heart and a flame in her step. She don't need a crowd, she's her own, yes. Every defeat just taught her to climb. She's rising higher, time after time. She's a comeback queen, tears in her eyes, but she still believes from the ashes she will rise again. Crowning glory, heart of fire within, can't be stopped, she won't quit. Every fall just feels her grit. She's a comeback queen, yeah, she is me. Who gets back up? Comeback queen. Who breaks through walls? Comeback queen. Who shines through pain? Comeback queen. Say it loud now. She is me. Tears in her eyes, but she still believes from the ashes she will rise again. Crowning glory, heart of fire within. Can't be stopped, she won't quit. Every fall just feels her grit. She's a comeback queen, and she is me. Who gets back up? Comeback queen. Who breaks through walls? Comeback queen. Who shines through pain? Comeback queen. Say it loud now. She is me. She's a comeback queen. Tears in her eyes, but she still believes from the ashes she will rise again. Crowning glory, heart of fire within, can't be stopped, she won't quit. Every fall just feels her grit. She's a comeback queen, and she is me. La 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 la, Riz. La 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 la, Raquel. La 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 la, Riz.
All right. Hello, hello. And you might be wondering, like, what are we doing here? What is happening? But today we are going to actually share a couple amazing, fun, and exciting things as I bring on Raquel Soto, who is the genius behind the song, and then discovering my favorite talent of video. What we are doing together is pretty freaking cool. And we're going to talk about the spirit of collaboration and the magic that can happen when you actually bring your gifts together versus feeling like there's competition out there. And then we've got some surprises because the whole purpose of this was through the Besitos Beauty box, the next release that we have coming out. So if you are tuning in, stick around because we have something exciting to show you. So don't leave. But I'm going to bring up Raquel now. Hello, Queen. Oh, you're on mute. Let's unmute you.
There we
There we
go.
go.
It doesn't work unless you hit the button.
How are you?
Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm good. I'm so excited. I was just like in the back.
That was like one of the first ones, wasn't it? That was like when you said, "Hey, come back, Queen," and I sent you. Here's how amazing it is. I sent you just a little blurb of that I wrote for the front of the book, Surrender to Rise, and then like you created the whole song.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it was so fun. It's I love doing these with my clients, and they're actually part of my own private playlist, because sometimes, you just need to remind yourself, like, no, you've got this. God has put everything inside of you. And music is just one of those universal languages that bypasses our filters and our own like imposter syndrome. We're like, wait a minute, I want to be okay. I want to be okay.
And it gets you up and gets you moving. And so the whole point of doing this today is we have something really cool to like share, but I did want people to get to know a little bit about like, where did this music talent come from? Has it always been there? Were you surprised when this like gift surfaced? Like, tell us a little bit of background on how did music come into your life?
I think like for all of us, we all were singing with our hairbrushes, we were little. And it was there in very micro seed form. It's funny because I was like, oh, I didn't sing. And then God's like, that's not the right story. And it's so funny how we will block the things that were always in us. And we would say that, oh, we didn't have that talent or something, but it was always there. And like God has to remind us of the things. He's the one who actually put everything together. And he was reminding me, he's like, no, well, you sang in 8th grade at the graduation. I sang at high school for the graduation. I was always like singing in my locker. I remember this, really cool girl. I have really long hair. And 2 things she always tell me is because 1, I love to eat. And she always know what I love to eat because something would be caught in my hair like a Dorito. She's like, you're eating Doritos today, weren't you? And then she would like clean out my hair. Sheena. And then she would say and I would always be singing, humming to myself. And she said, Raquel, she goes, you should really become a singer. And I was like, girl, I can't sing, but I was always singing. And I'm not one of those like natural singers. When you think of a natural singer, right? If somebody who has like this fantastic voice, it comes out. And I say that, but then I find out later when I was performing that I actually have like a 4-octave range. So all those things kind of like would, be exposed to me. And so what happened was that people would, even like for the music, right? You told me your feelings and I translated them. So I had that in high school. So in high school, like the guys would tell me their feelings, I would write it into a beautiful poem. They would go give it to their girl, but they would pay me like $5 or $10. And I'm like, yeah, it's lunch money. So I was already an entrepreneur then. I was just like, I want some lunch money. Who needs a poem? Because I want to eat something extra and I don't want to spend my money on it. So, and it would only take me a few minutes. Like it was the same concept. They would talk to me for like 10, 15 minutes. Flipped. I would write it right in front of them. And then I would give to them and there was my lunch money. And when I met my first husband, I would say first husband, because at some point I'll get married again. He passed in 2020. And I was in the church and the guys wanted to create this band outside of the church because they really wanted to make some empowering music, but not necessarily like worship songs or gospel music, but just empowering music. And they all had like different genres. So they were looking for a singer. And I got a download for a song and I remember giving it to Hector and he felt electricity on the paper. And he looked at me, he said, will you come tonight and sing it? I'm like, oh, okay, right. I don't know how to sing. Meanwhile, I was always like, I don't know how to sing. He's like, well, we need to know what it sounds like. And I'm like, okay. So then I came and I started singing it. And then the guys were looking at each other like, girl. Then they gave me another genre, because he really wanted somebody to be able to sing different kinds of genres. It's just hard because it's almost like acting, right? Some people are really great as dramatic actors, but if you put them in something to do comedy, it's like it falls flat.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, like I have, because of my range, I was able to sing different kinds of songs, rockabilly, rock, gospel, R&B, soul, So it was just like a lot of like cool things. And then so then I started to perform with them for a few years, and the plan was, right, that we would do things with the music, but that's not, and we were have prophecies about it and everything, and it didn't come to pass yet. And then after Hector and I got married, we started having kids. It kind of everything kind of went to the side, and really was dormant for the most part for 25 years. And God never forgets. Like when He assigns something to you, it's assigned to you. And I remember after he died, and there were so many things that I know He wanted to do, and God reminded me about that. Recently, I asked for His mantle, and I said, the things that Hector was not able to complete, I will receive His mantle. Give it to me, the children." Wow. And the children he was also an incredible artist. And I see like the art part through my children, and the music started to really amplify, came back to me at the end of December last year. And I started having all this music and downloads, and God's like, "I want you to create these songs." And I was just like, "You got mail, Jesus. You know how expensive it is to hire musicians and to get it's minimally, I'm in Chicago, so it's like $5,000 minimally to rent something." And he's just like, "Nope, just like before. I would hear the music in my head, and I would explain, I don't play an instrument." So I was like, "Oh, it sounds like this, it sounds like this." And the musicians would put it out of me, and it would sound like it did in my head. I mean, they were so gifted. The guys that I was working with, the guys from the church, incredibly gifted. And so I was like, "Oh, it sounds like this," and they were able to do it. And so they can pull that out. He's like, "Now you have AI, you can do it with AI." It's the same process. So then I would get the downloads, I would create the lyrics, I would work with the AI until it sounds like my head, and then release it. So I released like 50 songs. I produced like 50 songs, this year, before I had, that whisper of like, when I had the opportunity to have my own television show with Prospera. And then God said, "What?" It's funny. I've been telling people, if you want to manipulate me, the easiest thing you can do is tell me, make it sound like fun. And 99%, I was just like, before I even think, okay. So it's like, God's like, "Why don't you just do your own theme song?" And I'm like, "Oh, that sounds like fun." So then I did. And I was like, "Why don't you offer it to a couple other people and see what happens, And I was like, "Oh, that's true. The worst they can say is nobody wants to play in my sandbox." But then, I got some takers, and it's just been an incredible journey since then. I knew, like, I'm able to perceive things in patterns, but many times up to this point, I have misinterpreted the time. So I knew that the time would collapse for the person I was doing the creation for, that it's going to help them to anchor with the audience, really connect with them in a deep and profound way. And it's really like a true evergreen content, because it'll outlive us, right? Music is going to be there forever. And so I knew that what was going to happen for my client and their audience, but I didn't realize that the time would completely collapse. It would happen almost instantaneously. Like the same day that I'm releasing the songs, things were happening with their audience. They're like, "No, that's my song. How did you write my story?" Which connects them to my clients. So it's been such an amazing way to love on people, to meet cool people, to find out what they're doing, what God put in their heart, and to just really bring music alongside with their purpose. So those are that's how it actually came to pass. It's just like, these are the things that God said was going to happen over 25 years ago. And I'm now starting to see the opening of that. It's just been so humbling, so humbling. So I'm just kind of like, oh, I don't know how long He's going to have me do this, but right now it's my obsession.
Well, yes. And I think it's like all of our obsessions. We have Annie Diaz on here. So hello, Annie. We got Christina Roman on here. Hello. Earlier we had Keith Johnson. So thank you guys for tuning in. So this has been an amazing thing, because you and I met like in a virtual coffee, months ago. And I remember you kind of telling me just a little bit about you doing music. And then we kind of like went off and did our own thing, and then came back like through Prospera. And just now it's like anyone that tunes into shows on Prospera and they're watching the intros to multiple shows, like they're hearing your music. It's just amazing. And so the whole purpose to this thing right here is I have Besitos Beauty. So it kind of reminds me, years ago, people would always talk about my lipstick. My cousins would tease me because it's like I couldn't even like cross the street to get the mail without putting my lipstick on. Like lipstick was always my thing. So when God said like, you're going to create lipstick to help women with confidence and self-esteem. I thought that's so silly. Like, I don't know anything about that, but here we are, like this many years later, and we've got multiple products. But this unique collaboration, okay, people that know Besitos Beauty might know that we have a Besitos Beauty box, and it's a box that comes out every other month that highlights an exclusive item. It's brand new. Like, you can't get it unless you get it in the Besitos Beauty box. And I mapped these out for the whole year. So we started last year with the holiday glitter and glam, and then we went, month after month. So coming into the fall, which we're like back to school time, the theme, and I'm going to show them, is the contour sticks. But because of the colors, because they're like coffee, latte, mocha, because they're these like deep colors, and I'll show, like, we have them in person. I'm so excited. They're contour and highlight sticks. Let me show. Okay, so the whole theme behind this is morning cup of joe. And I'm gonna like kind of show a little bit of a picture while I'm telling you behind here. It's morning cup of joe. These are like the contour sticks. We've got lip glosses. All these things are in it, but we always highlight a new song, or we always highlight a surprise gift. We always highlight a small business that, because I love supporting small business. And I asked Raquel, it was like, could we do a song for like morning cup of joe? And that might sound crazy to somebody, but I think we actually talked about this on our very, very first call. And it was like, yeah, let's do it. But then all these months go by and you're kind of like, hey, are we still doing that? But look at how much we've grown in collaboration together. So I want to show people the ideas that you might think are so silly, right? We're doing Besitos Beauty. We're having a theme. To me, it's morning cup of joe. I want to highlight another small business. And so I'm like, hey, Raquel, can you do a song that goes with like morning cup of joe? And what did you think when I first like said that?
I was like, let's do it. I love a challenge, So I was like, oh, this would be great because, right, the challenge, and it was just like, okay, how do I bring in the themes of espresso and latte and all the things that we love? Like, I love a good cup of coffee. Like, I've had this mug. I got it in Florida because I love the Golden Girls, and this is something that travels with me like everywhere. And like, I'll go to a hotel and I bring my own cup because this has the right amount of coffee for me. And people are like, that's smart to bring your own cup. And I'm like, yes, I take my coffee seriously. So I love the challenge of being able to create something along the themes and having your heart in it, right? It's always like, how do we do it? Like, it's going to be motivating first thing in the morning for them, connecting with them with the color scheme, and also something that really anchors them with the sense of coffee. For all of us coffee lovers, I think you're really going to enjoy it.
Yes. And then, so I'm listening to some of the different versions that Raquel sent. And one, I told her, like, I was toying between, first I was like, I want all of them. And then I'm like, okay, now I've drilled it down to like 3. And then I was like, okay, now we've got to like 2. And then it hit, like, the one that always brings me chills. It's brought tears to my eyes. It makes me think of my God, my main man, first thing in the morning. Like, and so then I asked her, being part of Prospera TV, and we're TV streaming and we're producing all kinds of video stuff. I said, can I actually put a video together to this song? And the people that get the Besitos Beauty box, you're going to get a QR code to be able to go download the song, or Raquel will tell me what we need to do, how that needs to happen. But the main thing was highlighting her as a small business owner, because guys, I mean it when I say that I love working in that space of small business. And when I focus on show your crown and it's all about getting seen getting heard, and getting crowned. What that means is stepping into that unique gift that God has placed upon you, but people need to see it and people need to hear it. And then you need to step boldly into it. And if we can do our part to help make that happen, this is evidence. Like, this is proof that me talking about my Besitos makeup is now a video to one of Raquel's songs that will be coming out in the Besitos Beauty box here like this weekend. So can we play the video? If you're watching, can we got Ada on here too. So we got Charles on here too. So are we ready to play the video, Raquel?
Let's play it.
Let's play it. Here we go.
I don't hear snooze, I hear go. Steam rising while my dreams flow. Mirror says you're glowing bright. Cup of courage, kiss of light. Latte love and mocha dreams. Espresso shots of self-esteem. Every sip a sacred start. I drink boldness for my heart. Strong like my coffee, sweet like my soul. Rising like sunrise, taking control. Cup of that power, beauty and grace. Breaking the world with a smile on my face. Hey, this queen don't fall. She brews gold. Cream and confidence, stir just right. I kiss the mirror, claim my light. My name's not ordinary brew. I'm that rich and rare debut. Latte love and mocha dream. Espresso shots of self-esteem. I don't just wake, I ignite. My story's bold, my future bright. Strong like my coffee, sweet like my soul. Rising like sunrise, taking control. Cover that power, beauty and grace. Waking the world with a smile on my face. Hey, hey, this queen don't fall. She brews gold. From the first sip to the last drop, she don't stop. She rises to the top. Pour it up, girl. Claim your name. Every day, a brand new flame. Strong like my coffee, fierce and refined. Morning kiss and a maid of mine. Cup of that power, beauty and grace. This is your time. Go take your place. Hey, this queen don't fall. She brews gold. She brews gold.
Oh my gosh. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. You are awesome. How does it make you feel when you see something like that to your own voice, your own creation?
It's so humbling. It is so humbling because first of all, I love your videos. I think you're a genius. You always end up capturing like the mood and the emotion, the essence of things when you do your videos. So when you said, I would love to do a video, I'm like, yes, please. But yeah, it's just really humbling because of the stories that always come out on the other side of this. And even like what was happening between you and I, it was just so fun to collaborate and to take your heart and your mission and what you wanted your audience to feel, how you wanted them to wake up in the morning and really just seize the day. I think we nailed it.
Yes, we nailed it. And that's why I still get choked up because it's like, it's hard out there, it's hard out there. And so when we can create an environment that truly brings our gifts, our talents, and our love from God, like through us. We're using that, but it turns into tangible, actual things, right? Like these crazy ideas, actual things. And so that is the whole purpose for today, is really just talking about spirit of collaboration and how no idea is silly. No idea is too far out there, and stay creative and unique. So a Besitos Beauty Box turned into a new song, which is now a video. And just thank you for saying yes and pouring your gift over us.
Yeah, and that's really like the thing we want you to take away with. It's like, it sounds silly, right? Like when God told me last year, go ahead and make songs. I'm like, who's gonna listen to them? And he's like, does it matter? It's like we're just supposed to listen and go do. And I was just like, okay, well, whoever digs, and then I just made a decision. Whoever digs it, digs it. If they don't, they don't. But I'm just going to make music that I like. And then even like the saying yes to the TV show, and I'm like, I don't know. But it was funny because it's something my mom always wanted. So I'm like, oh, mom, you got your wish. She's like, you need to be on TV. I was like, oh, my mother's been speaking that over my life for a long time. So she got her what she wanted, which is kind of funny. And even like my parents, when I started to do the music, like they were putting it on their own playlist. And then my dad was like, Pieta, put it. That's like I was my mom, Pieta, put on Iha's songs. I want to dance. And then she's like, oh my gosh, your father's dancing. And it's like, we don't know, right? Like the songs that I was making before I started distributing, it was like bringing so much pleasure to even my parents. And it's been really healing for us in our relationships as well. So I was making a lot of like worship music too. So he's just like, I want to worship the Lord, but I want to worship to those songs. So it's been incredible that way. And then, just saying yes. It sounds silly. Like, who's going to listen to this stuff? Who's going to say yes when I offer it, to come play in my sandbox? But that's the success is the obedience. It's like, we don't know, because it does echo, it does ripple, and we don't see everything. And, we are created for certain things. And why are we going to make the grave rich? Let's go empty. Let's do it. And the thing is, we think that we have to do things ourselves. God will give us the inspiration, the strength, the connections, the favor. We're already graced for it. And we just have to be like, okay, what's the next baby step?
Yeah.
What is the next baby step? Because that's really all you're required, the baby step. And there's a verse that I love that says, people always quote it, but they misquote it. They say, do not despise small beginnings. That's not the whole verse. The rest of it says, because God delights in it. That's where the power is. God delights in our baby steps. Just like when we see a baby, we're like, come on, and they fall. We don't say, you're such a loser. You've already tried like 10 times trying to walk, you should be running right now. We don't do that with children, but we do that with ourselves, and we do that with other people. And to God, it's just like, no, you took a step, baby, and all of heaven is like celebrating. If we just stop and think about it, God delights in our small beginnings. Like, he's having a party. He's bragging about you to all the angels. Like, look at my kid. They just took a step today. And that's really, if you want to put a smile on God's face, take the next baby step, because you can really make him happy, put the light in him when you do that.
That is beautiful. Take the baby step. And what a joy that just fills you up when you envision that, when you envision God like getting happy and joyful because he's watching us like take the step. And that's spirit of collaboration. And so I just wanted to take this time today to say thank you publicly, to show people real life examples of what happens when you take all these ideas and creativity and just ask. Like, honestly, just ask and have the conversation instead of being afraid of what the other person's going to think, or is it, where's this going to go? But like, you never know unless you ask. You never know unless you have the conversation. And so we're proof that just by talking about these things and sharing what we're good at, here we go. And we got Stephanie on here. Stephanie says, hello, Queens. Yes, and amen to the spirit of collaboration. Awesome. And she's a superstar. She's a Prospera superstar. So So Raquel, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I think we got to play the video one more time before we head out. Do you want to say any final things to your peeps before we go? But we gotta show the video one more time.
Yes, and that's the thing. It's like this. There's this misnomer, especially for the women who are here, that you can't work with other women, because they're catty and they're this and they're that. And I have not experienced that. I mean, yes, have I experienced jealousy from other people and like a couple things have blown up? Yes, but most of my experiences have been wonderful. And that when, if you are, to the pure in heart, everything is pure. And when your heart is pure, you will find other people like that. And that's what I love about Elena, is that her heart is so big and open and giving. And I'm like, oh yeah, I want to be in that circle. I want to be in that sphere, because that's how I am with people as well. And that's how I live my life. And so like, I collaborate with her, I collaborate with Stephanie, or we co-wrote a song together, for her TV show. And so there's so many beautiful things that can happen. Things will happen faster. We hear that, right? You will go faster when you work with somebody else. Yeah. So we're finding yourself stagnant, go ahead and hitch up to somebody who has a pure heart like yours, a vision that's similar, and then just create something beautiful together. And then just let it be. Let's see the beautiful things that God has. We don't even know, right? We don't know what's going to happen. We just know it's good, because it was really birthed out of the heart of God. So just go ahead and say yes. Go put yourself in circles of people who are like you, and find those collaborations, because you will go faster together. God loves unity. And there's this thing, there's power in unity. And you don't need a lot of people. Two can make 10,000 demons to fly. So, so you have more power in you than you think you have. Just go and create something beautiful and just let it go. Let it do what it's supposed to do. It's seed for somebody else's life.
And that is beautiful, because when I think of spirit of collaboration too, working with women, I too really haven't run into anything, but I think it's just because it's like I'm just here with love, and whatever flows. But I've seen it. I've seen other people, and to me, it's like I think I'm just so focused on just God. What are we doing today? God, what are we doing today? And walking in that faith. And I think when you just kind of like, when they say like the clenched fists, you can't receive anything. So just open yourself up and let it take you where it's meant to take you. And like how you said, if somebody finds themselves feeling stagnant, lock arms with someone. Chances are someone will be willing to say yes. Somebody wants to see you win. Somebody would love to be able to help you. So just open it up and let's see where spirit of collaboration goes. But as we wrap things up, because we're at the 30 minutes, we're going to play your video and then we're going to fade out. But if anybody wants to connect with Raquel on a song, guys, I recommend she captures your emotion through the essence and the vibe that you want. So if you have a show of your own, if you have a podcast, if you want a commercial, just something to motivate you, like contact her. And if you want to talk about the Besitos Beauty Box or even Prospera TV, like talk to me. But we're here. Like we're here just doing this magic and putting these ideas into real life things that we can watch and hear now. So thank you so much, Raquel. And we're going to hear it out and we'll see you all soon.
I don't hear snooze, I hear go. Steam rising while my dreams flow. Mirror says you're glowing bright. Cup of courage, kiss of light. Latte love and mocha dreams. Espresso shots of self-esteem. Every sip a sacred start. I drink boldness for my heart. Strong like my coffee, sweet like my soul. Rising like sunrise, taking control. Cup of that power, beauty and grace. Breaking the world with a smile on my face. Hey, this queen don't fall. She brews gold. Cream right. I kiss the mirror, claim my light. My name's not ordinary brew. I'm that rich and rare debut. Latte love and mocha dreams. Espresso shots of self-esteem. I don't just wake, I ignite. My story's bold, my future bright. Strong like my coffee, sweet like my soul. Rising like sunrise, taking control. Cover that power, beauty and grace. Waking the world with a smile on my face. This queen don't fall. She brews gold. From the first sip to the last drop, she don't stop. She rises to the top. Pour it up, girl. Claim your name. Every day, a brand new flame. Strong like my coffee, fierce and refined. Morning kiss and a made of mine. Cup of that power, beauty and grace. This is your time. Go take your